just want to say one point about the playmaking, the passing. Do you remember that play, which you have to because you're a witness to it? Do you remember the time when he caught the ball at the free throw line and he was about to shoot and he did a wicked pass to who was it, man?
Nance, I want to say.
Yeah. Do you remember that play? It was a beautiful play. Even when I saw it,
and then he went like that.
No. He went for an actual jump shot and Nance or someone was cutting
and he was wide open
and he threw it right to him. And
wide
he
open in the lane.
Yeah, wide open. It was a beautiful play. What I'm saying is that when you're playing basketball, like if we go and play pickup. All of us go and play pickup. Okay. You can find people and get assists if someone was even tallying it throughout just playing basketball. Not me telling you guys, go here, here, here. They're going to do something. I'm just going to pass it to you and you guys shoot. There's a difference between that and putting people. LeBron can still, because he's a good playmaker, according to you, and you can see the floor. Kevin Love and these guys can still be in spots that make them better, where you can find them, instead of putting them where you want them, where they're there for your benefit, for your assist, for when they do hit a shot, or if they go ice cold, you can blame them. I'm saying you can still go within an offense, like a motion offense, a triangle, whatever it is. They don't do those things. I see LeBron about to go, and I see a bunch of guys, except for Tristan, run in to get his rebound if he decides to take it, and a bunch of guys waiting out to shoot threes. That's not basketball.
Yeah, the reason they're getting the ISO a lot because they got nobody that can guard him.
No, okay, that's a good excuse.
Nobody. Mario Morris said he could do it, but he's been getting dropped 40 piece all the time.
No, but he's playing great defense. But the point
he is, but he's in shots.
Okay, so game
one, his 3-point ability's been on.
Morris is regarding him.
Can I? Because Joe knows I already talked to him. I tell him all the time. So he had 40-something in last game was game 6, right? So he had 40-something in game 5, right?
No. In all the games at home, he's dropping 40, right?
Okay, the last game before this one, he had 40, right? And I went and checked because I was when he scored the 40 points. Out of 40 points, I think he had 44. I think 44 or 42. Out of 42 points, he had 13 free throws, which is fine, right? You can't touch him, that's fine. But a lot of good scorers get a high free throws. I won't even knock that. Out of those points, he had 4 shots that weren't layups. 1 was a 3, and 3 were jumpers. All the rest of his points were in the paint. 20 out of those points was on Rozier. Them switching and him scoring on Rozier, who's 6 foot. They're making it look like he's unstoppable when he scored 20, which is half of his points, not including the 13 shots that he took. So he had 20 points on Rozier, documented. Then he had 13, which is 33 points. And the rest of them, the other 2, well, he had the 2 jump shots and then the 3. That's 7. So they're making it look like he's roasting people, torching somebody when he's scoring on a little guy. Yes, it's Boston's fault. They should have helped. I absolutely blame that. I absolutely blame that.
Because Houston did that to Steph. They get him in the pick and roll and everybody just attacks Steph.
Yeah,
and that's fine. That's smart basketball.
But don't make it look like
Morris
he can't do it.
So what's he shooting from the? Since you got, what's he shooting from the 3-point line?
In that game, he was 1 for 4. And he's shooting 73% from the free throw line. He crosses the line on every single thing.
You want me to tell you
why?
But his 3-point shooting's been off
the yeah, that's fine. But the thing that you can blame, where everybody's off to the side and you're supposed to shoot and get your team a win, you were missing free throws and you're okay with that.
I think we're complicating things. There's one more game. There's a game 7 tomorrow. And I think it's going to come down to one thing. It's going to come down to defense. I feel like if you're saying, and if we're understanding that LeBron is the best defensive player on Cleveland or on both sides in the starting 5, then he's going to have to he's going to have to show up against Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, because at home, which is where the game will be in Boston at the TD Garden, those guys have been playing exceptionally well. But I still feel like for guys who are in their first and second year, it's inexcusable. You can't, if you're LeBron, and if that's what's letting the other team get ahead of you on their court, you have to shut that down. Because Horford is playing good and Rozier is contributing.
You can't shut down 5 players.
Listen, those guys are playing well.
All those guys are pretty decent series.
But it starts with those guys.
You have talent on your team too. You're not playing with bums.
Okay, so
Korver's a vicious scorer.
So let's go with this. Okay, so you got LeBron at the top.
Yeah.
Easily. You got Kevin Love as the second best player in the series?
Yeah.
Second best player in the series. Kevin Love. With the way that guy's been playing.
Kevin Love, they were begging for Kevin
Love. We're talking body of work, or we're talking the last 3 games?
I'm talking about in this series, ability, even
Kevin Love can both shoot threes and rebound.
So Cleveland has the 2 best players in this series. Is that what you're telling me?
Not playing better. The 2
Kevin
best
Love,
they do
Kevin
have
Love,
the 2 best
maybe
players.
maybe in ability, but not
who's better, Kevin Love or Horford?
Who's had a better series?
No,
Who's
that's
better?
the same way I just said.
Who's better?
Who's
Kevin
better?
Love or Horford?
Horford's had a much better year than Kevin
Who's
Love.
better, Kevin Love or
I'm taking
Horford?
I'm taking
You're going on
Horford.
The guy that you hate and that you don't even think should have been an All-Star, you're going to take him over Kevin Love?
So you got that interjected. I know Horford. The only problem I had with Horford was that I thought that Andre Drummond deserved it more. I never said that Kevin Love should have been an All-Star. Drummond was a better
Sounds like you're moving
Drummond,
goalposts, but go on.
Yeah, you never answered the question.
Drummond wouldn't even be able to stay
never
on the floor
answer
in the
any
series.
question directly. Hold on.
Drummond wouldn't be able to play this
So
series.
going forward, you're taking Kevin Love over all those guys and going into next year even.
Yes.
No
he's the better
chance.
guy.
Tatum's are probably going to be better than Love by next year. I believe that'll be the case.
That's it.
He's the only one, and you have Love being better than Horford.
Yeah,
Horford this year has been better than Love, so you can't tell me that Love has been a second best player, no. And to me, Tatum's even. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised.
Where are you going with this, Igor?
If Jaylen Brown, like Jaylen Brown might have a better year than Love next year. He might be a better player going forward. In this series, it's been LeBron, and I would take about 3, maybe even 4 Celtics.
Whose fault is this?
I hear a bunch of excuses.
That's what I'm saying. It's excuses.
You guys are like Kevin Love. It's LeBron's
If you're
fault.
LeBron,
Love didn't lose his freaking talent. Is it LeBron's fault that Kevin Love can't guard Al Horford to save his life?
Kevin Love isn't playing tomorrow, so he doesn't matter. The bottom line is this: if you're
He didn't play yesterday
the bottom line is
either.
this.
They still
But they're
won.
at home. But listen, the bottom line is this: you're LeBron. What's standing in between you and an 8th consecutive trip to the NBA Finals is the Boston team that's led by Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum.
Hey,
You don't think that
give me
he
10 from
you can't stop
give
it.
me 10 from
Let's not talk about. We're talking about
We'll be
LeBron
all right.
because it's
If
all
you get
about
those
LeBron.
then what will you say?
Yeah,
I can get what you just said.
If the role players actually play tomorrow and
Not to your satisfaction.
0
Play
points.
basketball.
No.
Yeah, play basketball.
No, my satisfaction.
Yeah.
0
Play
points,
basketball.
2 points, 3 points from
Listen,
starters.
they can score, but what if
you can
Jaylen
put
Brown?
me out there and I'll probably hit a three.
Listen,
LeBron
they can
can
score,
score,
but what
LeBron's
if Jaylen
taking
Brown
40
and
shots
Jason
a
Tatum
game.
go off?
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I ask him a question?
Can I
ask
the
him
role
a
players, again, there hasn't been, besides there's been
There's a lot of ifs in this.
There's been one game.
There's a lot of ifs.
There's been one game this entire playoff
Igor, I have a
stretch
question.
where LeBron had a bad game and those guys actually came up and helped them get a W. It was the first one in Toronto, and Toronto blew that because they played like bums in the fourth quarter.
Igor.
Everybody knows it. They played like Rafael Arujo.
Igor.
And that was LeBron's bad game.
Igor,
Besides that,
if you're a GM and I offer you, if you're a GM, if you're the GM for the Raptors,
yes.
and I offer you Victor Oladipo for Larry, would you give me him?
Hell yes.
I have another
It's
question.
the bum.
I have another question. If I asked you for Larry for Victor Oladipo when he was on OKC, would you have yelled that yes?
Sure, because I've
You're
been
such a
watching
liar, man.
Lowry
You're
out of
such a
here
liar.
forever.
You're saying that now. You're saying that now. I'm saying then would you have
Especially
when
when
that year when you were
Lowry
that,
is a playoff.
I have a, you're not going to avoid this
I'll
question.
take Wiggins
I don't care how
over
much you
DeRozan.
talk. I don't care how much you
Out
talk.
of here.
I don't care how much you talk. You're not going to avoid this question. When I was telling you that Larry wasn't an All-Star and you were screaming in that chair saying he was, and Victor Oladipo was not doing, and Victor Oladipo wasn't doing anything in OKC, and I offered you Victor Oladipo for the player that you thought was an All-Star, would you have said yes to me?
Look,
Would you have said yes to me?
during that
That
point?
time.
No.
Exactly.
because
Wait,
he was a
I have
player.
another question. And the exact same way that you think Kevin Love is a bad player because he's playing with LeBron, is that he's going to be a good player when he leaves LeBron. And the same thing that you're talking now, saying that all these guys on the Celtics are better than Love, you will not say that when LeBron is away from
I'll
him.
take this argument. So Kevin Love's been getting criticized for years. It hasn't just been this
They
year.
did the same thing for Chris Bosh.
Kevin,
They want to trade him too.
I don't think Bosh even
They
got
put him
Yes,
in
he
the
did.
box, though.
Here's the
Yes,
thing.
he did.
So Kyrie leaves. Kyrie leaves. Kyrie was again one of the top scorers there.
Yeah.
You would think that Love would have more of a renaissance because he gets more opportunities to shoot. He hasn't had that much of a difference in terms of a year. Now that's LeBron James' fault. You tell me. So Kyrie leaves. That's like 20. What did he average last year? 26,
Yeah.
27.
Yeah.
So that's 27 points
Yeah.
or whatever up for grabs. Shots up for grabs.
Is his numbers the same or did it drop?
Who?
Love's.
Love's should have raised.
No, but are
Kyrie.
they the same or did
They're
they
pretty
drop?
much the same.
Okay.
That to me is a guy that is playing with either no confidence or he just basically was
Or maybe he doesn't want to play
big
with-
fish in a
maybe
small pond.
Or maybe he's being stifled by the system.
If you and me go to a court, I'll make you better than you are.
He's being
You
stifled
understand
by
what I'm
the
saying?
system.
If you and me, I will tell you in your ear what we're going to do, and you'll be better than you are. And
You
you'll
work
love
on your
playing with me.
strengths.
You make people, you see what your strengths are. Okay, Igor, anytime he's anywhere further, you can't shoot. Okay, Igor, when I drive, just cut it. I'll get you the ball.
So-
I'll put you in positions to think.
So we had this argument about Russ. So when Durant was there, was Durant been any better on Golden State than he was in OKC really? Because Russ was taking Russ was doing a lot of the same stuff.
I think Durant
was still the alpha dog. Durant still got his numbers. Durant still was the player.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
That's
Russell shot them out of those
great
games.
players. You can play with other great players. You're going
Guards can't. Forwards is very hard. Hold on, that's a big. You agree with that?
I'm gonna answer this question.
What centers and power forwards that are like?
That's the question.
Answer that one.
Can I answer your
So
question?
we're gonna. So those Boston. I watched a lot. I watched some old tape with all those Boston teams from back in the '80s and whatever. Those guys played remarkably well. What was Larry Bird was what? Well, Larry Bird was no shooting guard.
Well, we can't talk about 30 years ago. I want to talk about
he's
right now.
The game is
but
he's right. He's right. I'm right.
No, you're right.
Those guys played well together.
Yeah.
It's not. It's got how guys gel together.
But can I ask you, let me ask you, you turned a real question into a rhetorical question. It's not rhetorical. Durant has basically the same numbers. You want me to tell you the difference? Is that Durant is not getting double teamed in Golden State because no team can afford to. He would get double teamed in OKC and still get the numbers. So it's a difference. You're making it look like it's the same.
So
it's not.
hold on. So when
I think he's better. I think he's better in OKC. It's easier for him to score now.
So when Kevin was the lead dog in Minnesota and they had nobody, he get double all the time and was still popping points. Now he doesn't get double. Well, where's his points at?
No, but he doesn't get the same touches. You know that. So that's a dumb thing you just said. He doesn't get the same touches.
He doesn't get the same touches, but he hasn't been anywhere close.
When LeBron leaves,
Is Durant getting more touches in Golden State, or was he getting more touches in OKC?
I'm going to checkmate you next year. You know how many
stats,
guys.
Okay, can we just finish?
Really quick.
I won't say another thing.
Predictions.
I won't say another thing about LeBron. I'm going to checkmate you next year. This is what's going to happen.
He's going to be
things.
34 years old.
Who do you have in Game 7 for Boston and Cleveland?
Finish up and we got to finish.
Two things I promise you. Number one, when LeBron leaves, right? And I pray it's Philly because it's going to prove my point more, is that you're going to see those guys' production drop. And this will be the third team he's done it on, and there'll be no more excuses for you. Then you will see Kevin Love number increase, and then there'll be no more excuses for you. And then it'll be the end of that. Pardon me?
He's going another year.
I don't care where he goes.
LeBron goes. They definitely.
I don't care where he goes. I said wherever he goes, his numbers will increase.
Is he going to be a lead dog though?
He will.
Wherever he goes,
he will be on the All-Star team. He will be a clear one of the best power forwards again in the league, and he will make the All-Star team.
He's not even 30. I think he's 29.
He will make an All-Star. He will make the All-Star team and be considered one of the best power forwards in the league the moment LeBron leaves.
That's kind of,
and then it's over for you.
But I just want to make one point where
it's over for you.
Yeah.
What I wanted to say is getting to the whole love thing. What I feel like what LeBron does is like you said, and what the Spurs do. Well, we talk about the Spurs all the time. What do the Spurs do? Why is Popovich so great? If you could just say in a sentence.
He's a good coach.
What does he do?
Good strategy. He knows to shut. Again.
Just quick, because I gotta go.
He got fired. But Dwayne Casey, like on the defense he played against LeBron in that 2010 series, Dwayne Casey got a lot of credit for that.
Answer the question.
I asked Popovich.
Popovich is a good coach because Popovich strategizes properly. He gets his players in the.
But what's his stable of like being a strategy? Dude, what do you think that Popovich?
He makes the best.
Hold on. This is what I'm saying. A lot of people don't really know things, right? And I'm not saying you, whatever. What I want to compare Cleveland to Golden State right now, or Boston to Cleveland. Either the Spurs, I'll put the Spurs in Boston. You're gonna put Cleveland here, okay? And Houston's gonna be there too. Why do teams like the Spurs and Boston do so well? Less talent than the great one. So why are they? They
might have less individual talent, but they play better as a unit.
For what reason?
Could I answer for you?
Coaching.
They move the ball.
Yes, that's what I'm looking for, right? They move the ball. Do you look at Cleveland? You watch a Cleveland game. LeBron dribbles the ball up. LeBron drives. When LeBron gets triple teamed, he'll throw it to someone. If they don't make it, they're in trouble. Okay. What happens with the Spurs? What makes him so great is what people don't understand. A lot of people is Kyle Anderson, all these guys, DeJounte Murray. These guys, if you put them on any other team, they're not in the NBA for too long.
Sure.
Why does Pop make them so good? If you're good at shooting, you're just going to shoot the ball. If you're good at playing defense, you're just going to play defense. If you're good at passing the ball, you're just going to... People go there and they play great. What Cleveland does is, LeBron dribbles the ball, like I said, and everybody else, whatever they were doing before, Jay Crowder, before I was playing 3 and D. Here it's just like, and getting some touches and creating off the dribble. Here it's like, okay, LeBron, yeah, I'll go sit over here. What's the first thing he said? They have a system in Utah. Players don't want to go there. Now, we've gone enough rants. I want to get back to the East Final. It's been an hour. East Final. Who do you guys like winning the game? Boston. Okay. Close. And like a game story. What do you think is going to happen? LeBron has a good game. They lose. LeBron misses a last minute shot. Like, what do you think?
Yeah,
he's hoping for that.
Is it that close though?
Or is it Joe?
Yeah.
Okay.
Order.
Thank you. He will play. If he gets his stats, like the 30, the triple double, high 30 or 40, all his teammates' numbers will drop and they'll blame the teammates. And they're going to get beat.
A close loss?
The only way it's going to be close is if LeBron has like one of those like normal, like his team's all playing good. So he gets like 29, 30 and somebody else steps up and that's the only way it's going to be close.
So to answer the question, do you think it's going to be a Boston by like 4, 5, 3, like it's not a close game? Or is it going to
Boston
be like...
by 8.
Oh, so it's not really competitive at the end. Okay, so Boston by 8.
It can be competitive.
Okay, and LeBron scores about 30 and everybody chips in, but it's still not good enough?
I'll let him go because I'm not going to interrupt it.
As I predicted the last time I was here, I have Boston in 7. I'm going to stay with that. I feel like Boston has shown all throughout the playoffs that they're unbeatable at home. I feel like the way that they play, they have a formula that works for them no matter who they're playing, barring, let's say, Golden State. But more importantly, focusing on this series, I've just noticed a trend, and I feel like they're going to hold Cleveland under 90 points. I feel like LeBron may or may not get his, but it's going to be even more difficult.
So low scoring.
Yeah, I feel like it's going to be even more difficult without Love. It's going to be easier for them to kind of zero in on him, whether you could categorize them as a team that could stop him or not. And I just feel like, you know what, it's tougher for role players to play well on the road. So I think that's going to be against Cleveland, and I could see it being like 83 to 94.
You think it's going to be low scoring?
Low scoring. Definitely both teams under 100.
So a 10-point game, low scoring.
Yeah, you know, they'll cover the spread. They'll win between 8 to 12 points, but they'll both score under 100.
So you had Boston, you're sticking with Boston. Yeah. You had Boston, you're sticking with Boston.
Cleveland.
Okay, and who did you have going into the series? You had Cleveland going into the series?
I had Cleveland in 6.
Okay. And what do you think happens in this game?
In this game, I'm expecting much like I've been seeing for the majority of it. I think it's going to be the closest game in the series. I think it's going to be probably down to like the last couple possessions. And I think here's the thing that again the 10-0 thing is remarkable, especially for and I'll give the
what's the 10-0 thing?
Their home record.
Oh, okay.
Very impressive, like especially considering again they're missing 2 of the All-Stars. To me, they win in Milwaukee. That was a real close game at the end, if you recall that. To me, this is a different animal. The young guys. There's going to be a lot of pressure on the young guys. A lot of those guys are rookies. Horford. You never know how they're going to. I know how one guy's probably going to play in Game 7. I don't know how they're going to react into this kind of pressure situation. A lot of pressure. Cleveland, again, you said this, but Cleveland is going to be favored, whether it be a point or 2 there.
It's going to be like a 1 or 2 point game.
Yeah,
it doesn't really matter. Yeah.
But I'm sticking with that, as I've been telling you all year.
Mm-hmm.
Until somebody knocks off the locomotive of the East, I'm sticking to it. I'm taking Cleveland in a close game, and LeBron with another 40-piece.
Okay, so you think that Boston's going to win? LeBron's going to have a massive game, getting 40?
No. Cleveland's going to win.
Yeah, Cleveland's going to win.
Cleveland's going to win.
Boston's going to have a big LeBron's going to have a good game,
yes.
And supporting cast. Does anybody step up, or do you think everybody's in the single digits?
Well, again, if nobody steps up, then it's definitely going to be an L. They're going to.
So who steps up?
I need George again.
Who's going to step up?
If they all play, like you just said,
said they're going to win.
No, he asked me a question. If no one scores more than 10 points.
Well, you guys to get 10. So you need more than 10.
Who are you counting on to step up?
Yeah, who do you think?
I'm hoping that I saw the George Hill that I saw in the last game was the guy that I should have been seeing the entire series. I don't know what happens to him when he gets into Boston or whatever. So I'm expecting guys. I'm expecting Tristan to have a decent game. And again, to me, Love not being there. Again, more minutes.
More numbers for LeBron.
More numbers for LeBron, whatever it is. To me, defensively, they're a better team without Love there. I don't think anybody would probably argue that because that gives other guys.
But it's okay.
You'd argue that.
Too, by the way.
Horford's had a lot of trouble with more.
Yeah,
well, Nats won't get
Tristan
a ton
can't
of
play
it.
40 minutes.
Tristan can't play 40. Nats to me, again, he's got bad defense, but again, to me, if they can keep Horford to contain him mostly, the game will be there. I need JR to give me at least 10.
Mm-hmm.
I need Korver to give me 10.
Mm-hmm.
I need give me three to 4 guys that'll give me 10 points, and that's all I think they'll need. 3 to 4 guys get over, and believe me, if you look at the stats in the playoffs, that's a hard.
It's going to be status quo. Is what they're getting.
No. Because the status quo.
In their wins.
Well, again.